Online privacy. You know, this just goes hand in hand with what I've been talking about for the last hour and a half or so. But you should change your password routinely. That's one thing I try to pick out of this little part of the presentation. You know, look, I know, I mean, if we're in the government, we've got 50 passwords. They're all 16 to 20 characters long. You have to, you know, stand on one foot, spin around, have upper and lowercase, punctuation, that and the other, and you just can't remember them. But I would really suggest that you highly think about things that really affect where your money's coming from. You know, your online banking sites, credit card sites, your mortgage site. You know, these are places that, you know, that's the brass ring, man. That is it. If a bad guy gets a hold of your bank account, that's it. Game over, okay? Now, I talk about online privacy. How many of you buy online? I do, okay? I have a PayPal account. I use that. I also have a PayPal account that does a direct pull. When the balance is low on the PayPal account, it'll pull automatically out of my checking account. Familiar with that? It's kind of like a failover kind of thing. It'll just, oh, we see you bought something for $12 and you only had $8 in your PayPal account. I'm gonna pull the remaining money out of your checking account. Well, I did that for a while and I thought, what am I doing? If my PayPal account gets hacked, they can make a purchase and drain the rest of my bank account because I've got payment failover, you know, what do they call that? So I said, well, I got to change that. So I turned it off, you know, got rid of it. And so now I do have a PayPal account, but I have to fund it separately through another means. The other thing I did early on in my young career of learning about IT and online banking is I was VP of IT for a local bank for 13 years. And one of the things I would preach about was using the difference between using a credit card online and a debit card. And we use our debit cards for everything from paying at the pump to getting your milk and your grocery to whatever. We just take our debit card out, swipe it, and we're good to go. Well, the problem with using a debit card online versus a credit card, hey man, that's a separate account. Credit card statement comes in. There's a problem with that. I call the credit card company, 50 bucks maybe max out of pocket, I'm good to go. They shut it down, give me a new card. And it's not so easy when you've got your debit card there and you got your payroll coming in direct deposit, and now you can't make your mortgage payment, and for the next 3 months while we investigate that, you know, you're not getting your money and you're behind in your car payment. It starts getting real, okay? I highly, highly, highly recommend you do not use a debit card or anything that's tied directly to your main source of income. Do not use those transactions online. Don't use your checking account and routing number. Don't use your debit card number. If you're going to do it, use a credit card. If you don't qualify or you don't have a credit card, that's okay. Go get a Green Dot prepaid credit card, put a couple $100 on there and use it.
What about
Ma'am?
You know, we pay our bills through our bank online?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Yeah, that's a good question. What about our accounts that we do pay online, like our water bills and our power bills and things like that have our accounts? Those accounts are usually secured communications between each other. You know who that particular vendor is. You know, ultimately, to be safe, you should do it that way. You should use a non-repudiated form of payment so that if it does get compromised, say their system gets hacked, and all that information is gone, you know, and we see it all the time, you know, oh, so such and such took a flash drive home and they've lost 50,000 accounts worth of information, now your credit card's compromised, right? You know, you have to take your security and weigh it and say, do I want to assume that risk or do I not? And I personally, I don't mind using it with people like Nolan and Water Company, and I do pay my bills using my accounts because auto pay is set up with them. But when I do it, I'll either go in and I'll set it up with them, but I won't do it over online. I'll go in and sit down at the customer service desk and say I want to set up for auto pay. So I don't actually transmit that over the internet when I do it. And I do have a separate card that I keep specifically for online transactions. That's all I use it for.
So wouldn't you just be, I mean, hey, card payment and pay everything, you know, via bank, and think it's more secure that way?
You would think. I mean,
not just, you know, other than it being 42 cents now or whatever it is. I mean, that gets expensive. So wouldn't you just be, you know, would it almost be just as safe just to stick an old-fashioned check in there, except, you know, then it's $10 to pay your bill?
Well, let me run this up the flagpole on the put the check in the mail thing. And I went through and I did some analysis of this. When you write a check, let's say you're paying for a check or groceries and you're writing a check. Well, what do they want most of the time on a check? Driver's license number, social security number, phone number, everything I need, just go ahead and create an ID in your name. Let's just go ahead and say it, okay? Now I'm a clerk making $7.50 an hour going, I hate this job. I hate this job, daily, putting your groceries, I hate this job. And all of a sudden a guy like me comes along and says, hey, look, check this out. I know that job sucks, but look, every check you get, just write this information down and I'll meet you in the parking lot after you get off work and I'll give you a $100 bill. Okay? Credit card skimmers, no bigger than this. Put them in the waitress's pouch. They go off, they take your card, swipe it, and then they just go and swipe the card and come back and they give you your card and they come meet me in the parking lot and give me that device and I give them $100. Now I've got every credit card they use. Did that happen to you?
Yeah, and my boyfriend and I, within 1 week, we were having dinner one night, he gets a call from Mississippi. You know, somebody had gotten about $300-400 out of his account. A week later, my bank calls me, and so when we go out, you know, he'll pay for something and I'll pay for something, and it had to have been from the exact same place. I get a call at 5:20 in the afternoon. Somebody in California tried to charge about $270 worth of merchandise at Big Lots, and they know I don't normally shop at Big Lots in California. So PNC had just bought National City Bank, and they called me, and so they wouldn't run it through. Clay's Bank did run this through, and luckily, you know, I mean, it was like it might have even been $500. So.
But see, that came out of the main account.
Came out of his account.
Right.
Luckily, that didn't come out of mine. They wouldn't run it through.
And it's a chance you take. So writing that check, I'm a total advocate against writing paper checks. Not only does the clerk have it, but when the clerk makes his or her deposit, the person tallying the thing at the end of the day and then writing the checks on the deposit slip sees it. Then it goes to the proof department at the bank, or it goes to the clerk, the teller. She sees it as she's keying it in, and then it goes to the proof department. The proof department sees it, and they see it as they're keying it. Okay, see how many people's hands that goes through? With an e-transaction, with what we call an ACH transaction, automated clearinghouse transaction, it's from point A to point B, and it goes straight through the Federal Reserve Bank, and it doesn't even touch a human hand. I moved millions and millions of dollars paying bills for GIs when I was with the bank, and never saw one account. It was all digital, every bit of it. So writing the check is a risk you take. I personally don't like it. Another thing that happens, you leave your purse unattended for 5 minutes. Somebody comes up, oh, checkbook. Man, look at that. Just walk up, tear 3 out of the back. Take them, put them in their pocket, and they're gone. Okay? Checkbook's still there. You don't notice it until you get down to 596, 590. Where's 597, 98, 99? Oh, those are cashed already. They went grocery shopping, or if you're lucky. Okay, I just don't believe in checkbooks at all. Don't carry them, don't believe in it, don't do it. I'll tell you what I did personally. I went down to Chase. This is where I bank, I have no problem telling you. Went down to Chase, and I said I want to open up a brand new checking account, a separate account. I want a debit card issued on that account. And I want that account linked through your Chase application online, through my app, secure banking, good to go. But I want that linked to so where I can transfer money anytime I see fit. They have a beautiful little application for my iPhone, and anytime I want to do something online, I go online, go transfer $200 from that into my secure account. Money's there instantly. I use my card. They get that card number, you can have it. I'll call the bank, get another one. Most I'm out $200, and I still will get that back. I'm just out 50, but it's going to take 2 weeks to get it back. But that's what I do. I have a separate account that I do all my money moving to. And you know what's really cool? I pay for everything with it. My gas, my milk, I pay for everything. You know what else I do? I even use it to pay my mortgage. I go online and make my mortgage payment with it. I don't do that. I don't have that set on auto pay. You know why? Because it's $1,000. And you know what I get when I use my Chase card? I get my reward points. And I go shopping. That's how I get my iPad. No, I'm just kidding. I joke, but I mean really, you could use it to get if some banks have reward points for using their debit cards. Hey, it's other people's money, use it smart, okay? But you know, you can write a check if you want. I just don't advocate it, I don't.
She meant that happened with your debit card.
With your debit card? Yeah, with the skimming, yeah, right.
Yeah,
So back on that skimmer, okay. Pay attention to the ATM machines too, because they got facades that go over these things now, and they look like real ATM thing. And you put your card in there, and oh, sorry, key your PIN, and sorry, it's down right now. It's not a real ATM. They just now got your card number and your PIN, and they'll come back and take that thing off there. So if the ATM looks fishy, go to another one. Okay, that happens. They're called ATM facades. They'll put this like device over the top of them. They have skimmers in there. You know, if you go out to eat, a lot of times, you know, these clerks and everything, if you just say, hey, you know, I'll give you my card, but do you mind if I go with you to the POS and hand it to you at the point of sale? And they'll say, well, no, I don't mind. So that's what I do. If I go to like Texas Roadhouse, or I go to, you know, Red Lobster, wherever I go eat, it doesn't matter where I go. And especially in the Hardin County, they all know me now. I always walk up and I'm going to pay, and they know they're not. I'm going to say, I'm going to follow you to the register, and when we get there, I will hand you my card and watch you physically scan it and hand it back to me. It's not out of my sight for 1 minute. Is it paranoid? You betcha. You bet I'm paranoid. Absolutely.